You know, we got a show recording right now. Mm. I didn't even record this. It just started on its own. I don't even have the remote in my hand. I'm just sitting here petting my pup, and all of a sudden the show starts recording. So, yeah. Interesting. Makes it for an interesting show, Thor. Yeah. No, now you don't. Good head. Good boy. I don't have anything. Maybe I once did. Let's see if we can't do a show out of that. Welcome everybody back to LJ's Comic Burrow. My name is Jay. I am the host for the show. Look how I feel, I guess, at times. Holy shit. I'm so excited just to be able to do a show with you this week. I'm so excited to actually just be able to have a voice this week after lots of little odds and ends and things going on in life. All of a sudden the flu decided to say hello and then decided to kick my ass for almost a whole week, to the point that I actually missed a few days of work. I thought it would have been very tasteless to be able to try to do a show with no voice and stuff and not even go to work. Yeah, especially my wife having to do so much around the house, because I couldn't even help. And when you have ferrets, the worst thing you can do is be around them with a sickness like that, because you can transfer that to them, and yeah, things get bad. So, welcome everybody back to LJ's Comic Burrow. My name is Jay. I am the host for the show, and happy late, early morning, new comic book day. Dear God, whatever else you want to say about this, I do have books. Dear God, I do have a show that I had for a show for last week, and unfortunately wasn't able to get to. So, I mean, these books are a little old. It took me forever to even be able to want to read some of these books because I was so exhausted, so tired, and like I said, I am right now just really happy just to be able to have a voice to be able to do this show. So the first thing I'm going to say is, if you like what you're watching, you like what you're seeing, dear God, like the words usually coming out of this mouth. And right now I'm just glad that words are coming out of this mouth. Please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment, because the best thing about doing a show like this is having to be able to do a conversation with those with like interests, like myself. So let's get into some really cool books. I actually have a box to be able to go through from Four Corners Comics, my mystery box. A bunch of comic books that I picked up and have accrued over several months. And as you can tell, you can look back to see when the last mystery box was. That was the last time I actually had one. So it's definitely been several months since I've gotten a box from them. So, but I do have some really cool books, some shiny books, and hopefully some books that you guys like to enjoy. Please tell me which books are your favorites, and yes, they are at this point in time several weeks late. But dear God, I hope you do just enjoy the show. First, let's get into the Spectacular Spider-Man, the shiny book, with Miles and Peter on the cover. I absolutely love this. I love shiny books. So to be able to get one with Miles and Peter on the cover, I'm just really excited that it was a really good looking book compared to some of the shiny books I've gotten in the past here, and had to show off, and I'm just like, this is not good. So, and you can tell Peter's eyes are shiny, Miles' eyes are shiny. I absolutely love this cover. This is Ghost Rider Final Vengeance. I didn't read this book yet. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know anything about it. I did want to read it. I got the Greg Capullo actually cover to be able to read it. To me, I love Greg Capullo. And for him to do a Ghost Rider, as you can tell, he makes one badass Ghost Rider. So, and that's his little FCO signature. Look at that. Bam. And here is the shiny cover of this book. Jesus. Yeah, this is just... So many people thought this was like the book, the cover of the week for shiny books. And I'm going to say I literally agree. Look at that. And his head is definitely on some fire there. Love the chains. Yeah. Love that cover. That's definitely one of the coolest covers here. This is Sabretooth War Part 5. I still don't understand why they're still doing the Fall of X. I actually think Percy Benjamin isn't even looking at the cover anymore because he is writing such an amazing book. It could say, you know, Wolverine, fun of shit, and right now at this point in time it's going to sell because Ben Percy has been doing such an amazing, outstanding job writing Wolverine at this point in time. So show that bad boy off. Issue 45 of Wolverine. Now here's some books I actually did get to read. So I am I can say a little something about these books. This is The Immortal Thor, issue 8. And I love everything Al Ewing is right now doing with Thor. It's really not a spoiler. Anything is not spoiler at this very moment because, like I said, this is already several weeks late. But this is definitely a book you should definitely get into if you love the writings of Al Ewing. If you love Thor, I'm going to tell you, definitely get into this book. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier with how this is going. It's like a story within a story within a story. So it's definitely one of those books that you need to get into at this point in time. The Immortal Thor. Oh. Chip Zdarsky. He is one of my favorite writers also at this point in time. This is Avengers Twilight issue 4. I think there's only one more issue left, if I recall correctly. Ross is doing the cover. Old Man Thor finally showing up with the war that Captain America is going through at this point in time, and lighting some bitches up with his lightning. So, like I said, this is definitely another great issue, another great series, should say, from Mr. Chip Zdarsky. Okay, Chip Zdarsky, I'm going to apologize to you slightly. You are doing exactly what I'm asking you to do in this issue of Batman, issue 145. I wrote about it with 144. I said this is somewhat what you should be doing, but for some odd reason you went the direction I said don't go into. I said you take your greatest creation at this moment, the robot, the Ultron of Batman, of the DC world, I should say. You take your Ultron like character, and don't dear God, please. This is such a you've made your villain such small scale by having him deal with just the Bat family, and this is why I said don't do it this way. But you brought your character, and you're just having him deal with the the Bat family, and this is where I see going, and that's so bad, so bad. You you just doing that alone, you small scaled the character. You gave it a limit, and you should have brought it. You should have asked and talked to DC about bringing it to the rest of the Justice League family, and made this a real fucking crisis. Um, this is Batman issue 145. This is the story that I said that you should do, minus the freaking Bat family. You went the wrong way. It went the wrong way. I absolutely, like I said, I love that your main villain character. I really do. All right, I love how he can take on everything about Batman because he was created by Batman to stop Batman. I love that idea. And I love that it started creating robots. That was what I wanted, and that was what I was hoping that was going for. But you so small scaled it when you're giving it flipping the other small Robins. That was no bad. Please change course. I want to read in the next one that Superman's getting his butt whooped by your character. That's what needs to happen. I want to know Wonder Woman is getting tied up and lassoed by one of her characters. One of these characters. This is what should be happening. Make this the villain of the villains. Bring that scale up. Make this a small key into a large key. You could do it. Just do it soon. Bring that plane up. It's going. Bring that son of a bitch right back up. You can do it. I'm telling you, Chip. 146. I want to start seeing some other. I want to see some Justice League. Get the Green Lantern. Get somebody. Get an Arrow. Get anybody. Bam. Other than that, this is a great issue. I don't complain about this. 144 sucked. 145 is starting to bring, like I said, it's starting to, that plane is starting to go down. You can start seeing go up, but is it going to go up this way, or is it going to keep on going this way? Is it going to end up hitting a building? Either way, Batman 146 is a great issue. Okay, we're going to go Gunslinger 29. It is the life after, pretty much. Spawn 350. I absolutely love it. I love everything so far Todd McFarlane has been doing with Gunslinger. I love that he's super involved in this character still, and has not passed it off. So this is definitely one of those issues you should definitely pick up if you love the Gunslinger character. Dear God, go pick up some past issues. Right there. All right, Doctor Strange. Oh, I do love this. I love the story. I love the Dungeons and Dragons thought and everything. So, but then again, I love everything McFay has been doing. So, this is definitely one of those issues you should definitely go and grab. I love the Dungeons and Dragons backstory though, but Pam, Doctor Strange, issue 13. Please go grab it. Please go grab the whole storyline. Grab every issue. It is amazing. McFay has been doing. Jesus. McKay has been doing such an amazing job. I just made him really super Irish. McKay has been doing such an amazing job. All right, James Tynion the fourth. Jesus is another one of those writers that has been literally been writing almost everything out there, uh, between I think all the Image, and like now he's doing the Dark Dark Horse series with Blue Book. You can tell he's just been literally thinning himself out as much as possible. Has been in almost writing everything out there from the independent comic books, and he's been doing such an amazing job for such a long time that he's definitely going to go down in independent history as an amazing writer. And with book 2 of Blue Book, he does another great job. If you love the stories of the UFOs and stuff like that, and the backstory, I love how they put in like an amazing facts kind of story or whatever, and they include that as a backstory. It's only like a 3 or 4 page long in the back, story that they've been having so far in the last couple issues. If you absolutely love those kind of stories, this is definitely one of those books you should be involved in. You should be reading. Most of them are, I don't know how true they are. I have not looked them up and said, okay, this is going along with this story back in 19 blah blah blah. But from what I gather, they are true. For instances, the true interviews that had happened at one time, and he just made it into a comic book. So, all right, this last issue, I love. Okay, it took me 3 times to read it. All right, this is the only book I read for the week I did have the flu. The rest of the books I read was on as I was kind of recovering. This is the only book I read during when I had the flu. It took me 3 times to finally get through it, and it's not because it was a bad book. It was just because I had no energy to read. But this is Batman First Night. I think this is cover 2. This is not the cover 8 book. I love this. I absolutely love this. If you're a fan of Batman, this is one of those series you definitely should be picking up. If you're a fan of the old school Batman, Golden Age Batman, and how things were written out, how they were drawn, this is definitely one of those series that you should definitely be getting into. I'm telling you now, I'm selling this. If there's some at your local comic book store, please go in and grab them. Either covers are basically home runs. Personally, I absolutely love cover A, but this was my favorite. Just the whole cow and everything. I love this. So, well, that's my last book to show. I do have a mystery comic book, and I keep thinking to myself when I was actually going to open them up. I don't know. I don't really know. When I'm going to do it, I have it sitting like right above me, and it keeps teasing me to open it up and record the show. So eventually, I do want to do that show. I know next week I actually have the new comic books again to be able to show off, since I was so late. I'm so sorry. I do apologize. Sometimes when you're trying to make lemonade, life just hands you more rotten lemons that you can't. So, but thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate those that did come back and watch. Thank you so very, very much. So from my family to your family, please, again, if you like what you're watching and like what you're seeing, dear guys, like the words coming out of this mouth, please like, please subscribe, please share, and please leave a comment. Thank you again, and I will hope to see you guys all next week.